Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, the legendary Unabomber. I don't want to put him in a positive light, but he was an intellectual, a mathematician, a genius in a sense. Never had sex, never had a girlfriend, a wife, no children. He was a successful professor. I got it all here. Hold on. How y'all doing today? Make sure to follow me on Instagram.com, Jonathan_Quest, SoundCloud.com, JQ Music with a King. Go get my album on Bandcamp.com. The Great Writers of the Century. Let's go. They believe it might have been a possible suicide, so. Ted Kaczynski, the man known as the Unabomber, who was serving a life sentence without the possibility of a parole for a series of bombings across the U.S. that killed 3 people, was found dead in his North Carolina prison cell on Saturday. Federal Bureau of Prisons confirmed he was 81. 9/11. 9/11, bro. Kaczynski, who was convicted for a series of bombing targeting scientists, being held in North Carolina after being transferred in 2021 from maximum security Colorado prison of his declining health. A cause of death was not released. Kaczynski was serving time following his 96 arrest at the primitive cabin where he was living in western Montana. He pleaded guilty to setting 16 explosions that killed 3 people and injured 23 in various parts of the country between 1976, 8, and 1995. Deadly homemade bombs that Kaczynski set by mail included a altitude trigger explosion that went off as planned as American Airlines flight changed the way Americans sent packages and boarded airplanes. A 95 threat to blow up a plane out of Los Angeles before the end of July 4th weekend threw air travel and mail delivery into chaos. The Unabomber claimed it was a prank. Wow. The Harvard-trained mathematician had rallied against the effects of advanced technology and led authorities on the nation's longest and costliest manhunt. The FBI dubbed him the Unabomber because his early targets seemed to be universities and airlines. Oh, university and... Got it. In September 1995, the Washington Post, in conjunction with the New York Times, published his anti-technology manifesto, Industrial Society and Its Future. The manifesto was printed as an urging of federal authorities, and the bomber said he would decease from terrorism if a national publication published his treatise. The treatise led his brother David and his wife Linda to recognize his writing and turn him into the FBI. Snitch! His brother was a snitch. Authorities in April 96 found Kaczynski outside of Lincoln, Montana in a 10 by 14 foot plywood and tarp paper cabin where he had been living since the 1970s. It was filled with journals, a coded diary, explosive ingredients, and 2 completed bombs. Kaczynski hated the idea of being viewed as mentally ill and during his trial tried to fire his attorneys when they wanted to mount an insanity defense. He eventually pleaded guilty rather than let his attorneys proceed. In his personal journals released at the trial by the government at the request of the victims' families, Kaczynski described his motive as simple, personal revenge. I often had fantasies of killing the kind of people I hated: government officials, police, computer scientists, the rowdy type of college students who left their beer cans in the room, etc., etc. Kaczynski killed computer rental store owner Hugh Scranton, advertising executive Thomas Moser, and timber industry lobbyist Gilbert Murray, California geneticist Charles Epstein. Ooh, the Epstein connection. Damn, let's go with that. Yale University computer expert David Gerlernetter were mailed by bombs 2 days apart in June 1993. They also think it's suicide. I don't know how real this is. Is to believe I committed a suicide according to a report. He was found unresponsive in the cell. He was an educated Harvard and UC Berkeley. 81. Here's the little cabin he was living in. Where are we at? 5 minutes? June 6th, 9/11. Oh no, he died on June 9th. Oh shoot. Wow. Can you imagine 16 bombs? That's crazy. He's smart. Took that plea. Avoided the death sentence. He went 20 years without being captured. He's America's most prolific bomber. And this is how he would dress. Hold on. Hold on, I had it up before. So this is him as a child on the lower right. I mean, he was good looking. It's sad that he never got a chance to get a girl, yo. Like that, like, it's sad, bro. Like, bitches is out of control, bro. Wow, he went to Harvard. Finished with a GPA of 3.12. That ain't by accident. Wow. He looks like such a normal guy, yo. Sad, man. Really is, man. And he had points. Yeah, we know about Berkeley. I'm not gonna get into it. After resigning from Berkeley, Kaczynski moved to his parents' home in Illinois. 2 years later, in St. Samuel, he moved to a remote cabin he built outside of Lincoln, Montana, where he could live a simple life with little money and without electricity or running water, working odd jobs and receiving significant financial support from his family. Okay, we'll end this with a quote from him. In an interview after his arrest, Kaczynski recalled being shocked on a hike to one of his favorite wild spots. It's kind of rolling country, not flat, and when you get to the edge, if you find these ravines that cut very steeply into the cliff-like drop-offs, and there's even a waterfall there. It was about 2 days hike from my cabin. This was the best spot until the summer of 1983. The summer there were too many people around my cabin, so I decided I needed some peace. I went back to the plateau, and when I got there, I found that they had put a road right through the middle of it. You just can't imagine how upset I was. It was that point I decided that rather than trying to acquire further wilderness skills, I would work on getting back at the system, revenge. Oh wow, Kaczynski shot himself. His father shot himself. Wow. He still looks normal, bro. Where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong? Starting in 1977, Kaczynski performed acts of sabotage, including arson and booby trapping against developments near his cabin. Did they really put a road in it? There's a reproduction of one of Kaczynski's bombs once on a display at a now defunct newsroom in Washington, D.C. Wow. Wow. There's his manifesto. The way he writes is elegant. Like, it's just crazy, bro. Alright. Enjoy, man. Unabomber dead. What does the future hold for humanity?